Part 6, law enforcement and the Sikh community. What is the Sikh community? First of all, it's not Sikh, it's Sikh. At the end of the presentation, we'll be able to describe what Sikhism is, basic beliefs, strategies for successful engagement with members of the Sikh community as well. Again, we're all about myth busting. So, let's talk about some myths. Myth. Sikhs are subjects of Hindus or Muslims. That's false. Sikhism is the 5th largest religion in the world, distinct from Hinduism or Islam. Sikhs have their own distinct scriptures, teaching, practices, and beliefs. What is Sikhism? It is the 5th largest religious following in the world. Religion founded in 1469 in India by Guru Nanak and built upon the 9 prophet teachings of the gurus who succeeded him. The world's youngest monotheistic religion, distinct from Hinduism or Islam, with its own unique divine scripture embodied in the Guru, the holy scripture, and the Sikh holy scripture. Sikh means disciple or student. Guru means teacher. So, I've actually talked to members of the Sikh community, and how did they equate this? Football term. The Guru's the coach. The Guru's the coach, the teacher. The Sikh are the players, the actual students. 26 million Sikhs worldwide trace their origin and religion to Punjab, meaning the land of 5 rivers located in northern India. Over 5 million Sikhs live outside India in the UK, Canada, and the United States. Basic beliefs: there's only one God, equality for all people, freedom and religion for all, speaking against injustices, standing up for the defenseless, condemnation of superstition and blind rituals. Intoxicants such as alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs are strictly forbidden. And Flyers fan, you couldn't be a Sikh, sir. Sorry. If you want to convert, you gotta. Nope. Okay. All right. So this, ladies and gentlemen, these people consider themselves warriors, warriors of God. And so a lot of the Sikh culture, a lot of the Sikh customs, actually has a lot of hardware that we see. Because again, they're warriors for God. We're going to talk about the kirpan next. Let's talk about the turban. Those people worldwide that wear turbans are Sikhs. Not every cap is hat or untied every day. Covers and protect the kesh, which is the unshorn hair. Colors and styles such as length may vary by personal preference. Many Sikh women wear smaller turbans. Young boys wear a thin covering called patkas. So with regards to the turban and the Sikh community, we actually had our representative from the United States Justice Department is a practicing Sikh. And he actually showed us the process to put a turban on and remove it. It's 40 feet of cloth. Let me say that again. 40 feet of cloth actually has to be wrapped in a certain way. It's also a religious item. Why do I refer to that? Because with regards to the turban, it's a religious item. When you ask a Sikh to remove their turban, it's a long process to actually put this turban back on. It is not like a ball cap. The turban itself is a religious item as well. You want to escalate a Sikh? Treat the turban with disrespect. So you need to take steps. If in fact there is a legitimate law enforcement reason, you're doing a pat-down of someone for your own safety, and we get to the turban, it's a religious item. Treat it with respect. The Sikh community has told us, and in your packets we have all the information from the Sikh community, best practices, that if law enforcement tells a Sikh we have to do a pat-down for whatever reason, they understand. As well as if we have to remove the turban for whatever reason. But treat it with respect because it's a religious item. So that's the first thing that we need to understand. This is not like a ball cap where remove the ball cap, take a look inside, put the ball cap back on for law enforcement purposes. 5 articles of faith. The kesh, which is a long, unshorn hair, keeping of hair in natural state, regarded as living in harmony with the will of God. The kashera, long boxer underwear, represents a self-discipline as a Sikh. The kara is a steel band, usually worn as a dominant hand, symbolic reminder of commitment to the Sikh God. The kanga is a small comb in the Sikh's hair, represents the importance of discipline, used to clean hair and keep it untangled. And then the kirpan. The kirpan is an article of faith that represents dignity to the Sikh and struggle against injustice. This is what a kirpan looks like. Now, when I saw this at first, I said, God, that looks a hell of a lot like a knife. And holy moly, from the law enforcement perspective, I see an individual with that looks a heck of a lot like a knife. How do we deal with this situation? First of all, the kirpan will in fact be worn by all initiated Sikhs, whether they're going to service or not to service. They will wear this. It's usually worn under the exterior portion of the clothing. Kirpans can range from very small to as large as this. With regards to the kirpan, it's with a body strap underneath clothes called the gatra, and the kirpan is secured with the gatra. The size varies between 3 to 6 inches to larger. If we have a situation, best practices involving this, where now we are dealing with a Sikh, and there again, there's a basis to do a pat down, and you're doing a pat down, ask the Sikh, do you have a kirpan? Safety. Matter of fact, they encourage you to ask. Inform the Sikh, sir, for your safety, I'm going to remove the kirpan. For my safety. Again, best practices. This kirpan is a religious item. So for the love of God, don't take it and stick it on top of your patrol car. Treat it with some sort of respect. If you talk to a Sikh and the Sikh member, the Sikh community tells us that if we explain in limited instances we may have to do a pat down, that they understand this, and this is the best practices portion. Advise as such, but treat it as a religious item. The Gurdwara, this is the house of worship for a Sikh. I asked and they said no, give free announcements, so they will feed anybody that comes. I said, I'm going to talk to a bunch of cops. Are you sure? They said, sure. No, absolutely. They feed everybody. So you want a free meal, go to your local Gurdwara. Just be aware, however, it's a vegetarian meal, central to the Sikh tradition of equality and service as well. With regards to Sikhs, have Sikhs been victims of bias crimes? Answer, yes. They've been victims of bias crimes. Post 9/11, Sikhs have become targets of hate crimes and discrimination, varying degrees of severity, from name-calling to vandalism. In 2015, the FBI released a new version of training, manual with law enforcement, how actually and guidelines as to how to track anti-Sikh bias and hate crimes. Advocacy groups have also dealt with Sikhs' religious rights and also wearing of articles of faith in public spaces such as airports, places of employment, and government buildings as well. In your packets, I provide a number of instances where Sikhs have been victims of violent crimes on slide 216 of the presentation and bias crimes.